Hello, beer shippers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppets. Still in the new studio. Yesterday, I tried a couple beers in here and found out about the echo and everything. And fixing things will maybe take a little bit of time because of twins. But I'm really looking forward to get stuff on the walls because it's so blank behind me, especially when we're shooting with friends and stuff. So it's just not a white wall. Although it's been a white wall for the last few reviews for a while. But we're diving into more Franconian beer today, actually from the same city. So yesterday I had a couple beers from Merkendrof from Wagner, which is one of my favorite breweries in Franconia, and at least from the ones I've tried. And right down the road, there's another brewery that I have yet to check out called, well, I've actually tried one beer from them years ago, which was a Rauchfest beer. But we're trying beer from Hummel Got two beers, and I got two more beers from them. I picked these up at Aquatron because we did not visit the brewery, and Aquatron is a Getränkemarkt, a massive place to buy beer, alcohol, sodas, whatever. It's only a beverage shop. And they have beers from breweries all over Franconia. We're trying two beers from Hummel, and we're trying the Merkendorfer Kellerbier and the Merkendorfer Pils. And both of these have different labels, like a different label scheme as well with a different name. I can't remember the name completely, but something Pils and something Kellerbier, but they're the same beers. So the Kellerbier is 4.9, the Pils is 5%. But I think we'll start with the Kellerbier, that is naturtrüben ungespundet 4.9%. And this looks like something we've seen a lot in Franconia. Golden yellow beer. This one is crystal clear because actually there's not a lot of sediment. There's a little bit of haze in the bottle, but we're gonna wait and pour that out later, but because that might add extra sulfur. But it looks nice. It's that slightly like golden orange, slightly mahogany hue. No, mahogany, that's too dark. It's just like, for lack of better phrasing, a brownish. And that's pretty much the color of most of these lager beers. They are like pale still, but they just have a slightly more dark hue to it, signifying that it's going to be more robust. Let's check it out. Yeah, it smells more robust. There's a lot of honey malt to this one. I'm guessing they might use a little bit of Vienna. I'm really smelling that like sweet honey malt, almost like honey nut Cheerios or something like that. And a more easygoing hop character. Like compared to Wagner, this is not as hoppy. This is maybe more to the malty side, which is not a bad thing. It smells really nice. Really clean. It definitely has some crisp apple, green apple notes. Soft, floral, citric hoppiness. And also like a touch of that countryside kind of bread thing I often talk about. But not loads of it. It's mostly like this honey nut Cheerio kind of honey malt thing. It smells nice. Let's try it. Cheers. Higher carb. So one of the things with, well, not like insanely, but ungespundet lager beers often are not as highly carbed as other beers down in Franconia. And what is interesting with this is that this actually has a decent amount of carbonation. It's not as high as you can't see it now, but when I just poured the Pils, it was just like this vortex of CO2 in the glass. It looked crazy nice. Whereas this was kind of just like what it looks like now. There's a bit of stream going up of bubbles, but it's nothing crazy. But it's pretty good. I'm not as fired up about it as I've been with the Wagner Lagerbier or Münchenbachers, and I'm thinking maybe it's a little bit of an age question with this one, because this is expiring in a couple days, and I'm not sure if Hummel does 3 months shelf life as most other breweries, or they do it by style, or they do 6 months or a year even. It varies so much from brewery to brewery, so it's hard to see. Like this is best before July. Oh wait, no, not July. Sorry, it's March. So okay, it could be 3 months. So it would make sense that they were packaged close to when I went to Franconia, but I'm not entirely sure. I mean, at all. You know, it's so different from brewery to brewery. It has a touch more sweetness as well than the Wagner, just to compare. And also, well, funny with the Wagner, that was an ungespundet Lagerbier and a Kellerbier, which again, similar beers. I think it's hard to completely define what makes them different. But this is actually really good. It's just a touch sweeter. It's got more of that like honey malt sweetness to it. Also, a little bit of a nuance. It reminds me a little bit of wort, which is interesting. Like a sweetness that reminds me of wort and spiciness. Also, a surprising level of hoppiness to this. Actually, drinking it compared to the aroma. It's not like as high as some of the others, and it doesn't need to be. But there is definitely a nice substantial hop flavor to it, which is quite peppery on the aftertaste, but also a decent amount of like a floral thing. But it's a little bit more generic, whereas I think the Wagner's hop characters were more distinct. It's good. I like it. I'm not like blown away by it though. It's not my favorite Keller beer. But let's jump over to the pills. So it's been a while since we did a pills from Franconia, and this one says it's 5%, and that's all the info actually on the bottle. But online it says something like with a hop flavor. So look at that. That is extremely pale. That looks like Helles almost. Pin bright. It almost looks like a modern West Coast IPA. Like they look like this. It looks beautiful in the glass. You can clearly see the difference here. This almost looked like a Czech style Pilsner or something like that actually a little bit, because sometimes they have a bit more color. But it looks nice in the glass. Let's check out the aroma on the pills. Much more crisp, much more crackery. Like very, very snappy compared to the lager beer. It's nowhere near as robust. This smells like a much bigger session beer. But it's also not like as complex as I think the Wagner stuff. The Pils was one of like the biggest surprises actually at the brewery. Well, maybe the biggest surprise because the first one we had was like, wow, this is great lager. Drinking the beers at the source is just best. But yeah, it's very balanced with a floral edge peeking out, and then it's crisp, crackery maltiness. It's not maybe even bready or dough, maybe a little bit doughy actually, but it's mainly like really light crackery, saltine crackers or something like that. Like this soft crackery note, but also a slight vibrant, just fresh maltiness to it. Just fresh bag of Pilsner malt. Yeah, fairly simple smelling beer, but smelling pretty good. Let's try the Hummel Boy Pils. Cheers. Apply to face. Yeah, it's nice, but it's just lacking depth and character compared to some of the others, I think. I actually had an idea I would love the Hummel beers. I think someone recommended them to me at one point. But these are not, they're not like duds. They're still great lagers, but like compared to some of the other like really high levels, I think they're better high level lager or high quality lagers. Like for example, like the most recent I had has been from Knoblauch and Wagner, and I think they're definitely better. Although I don't think they make a Pils. Like this is, you could fool me and I'd believe it was a Helles, this, because hop character is not that pronounced, but maybe it is an age question with these. It's grassy, it's crackery, slightly floral, bitter, peppery back end, fades really quick, and then like doughy, kind of also like a little bit of sweetness to it. It's not like as much as the Kellerbier, but just a little bit of a sweet profile. But yeah, very crackery, crisp, almost like a Rice Krispies or something, but it's not with rice. It's just like crackery, fresh Pilsner malt. Almost like, yeah, what are they called? There's like these Rice Krispies cookies type thing, but it's not really that because it's not sweet. But it's a good pill. It's really easy going and balanced and everything. It's pretty much in tune to what some people call South German style Pilsner, where the hops are dialed back a bit compared to the North German, also the bitterness. So this is like one of those where it's really about kind of balance and really, really soft, delicate flavors without being like too soft, because I also think there's a case of too soft. No off flavors or anything in it. It's just like not something that impresses me as much as some of the other beers I had down there. But they're good. They're good. I'm just not like super excited about them. I'm nowhere near as excited about these as I've been with Wagner and Knoblauch and Zentner and whatnot. They seem a bit more like what you think of when you think Franconian beer. That's good, but not like the upper echelon game, the world class game. I mean, I would still go around maybe an 88, 89 to both of these, maybe even a straight 90, actually. But I'm not like, yes, like, I'm not really feeling them that much. So every single beer can't win. But I hope you guys had a different experience. Maybe it's just age. I have 2 more beers from these guys. One of them is a Weizenbock and I think a Bock. But yeah, because it was Bock season when I was down there. So if you guys had a chance to try the Hummel Pils and Kellerbier, let me know what you thought of them. And yeah, as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page, Twitter, and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up, join it, ring the bell for future notifications about videos, and check out some Franconian beer if you can. There's a few web shops. Just Google Franconian beer. A few of them only ship to Germany, but maybe you have a friend in Germany who can help you out get them. That's how I got mine, besides these. So, cheers, and I'll see you guys in another beer review.